as a married woman, exactly. So she stops. Men are not really built like that. I said not really built like that because when you first get married, maybe for the first 3 months, maybe after work, usually when he was a single guy, after work on Fridays, he would hang out with his friends. And because you guys got married, and obviously he wants the first phase of the marriage, he would try to keep up for 3 months, at least. After 3 months, he goes back to his old self. Men don't see marriage to be how women see it. A woman is thinking, no, I'm now responsible, I'm now this, I'm now that. And even sometimes negatively affects how we dress. Because you're thinking, oh, I'm not a wife, I shouldn't look like this, I shouldn't talk like this, I shouldn't behave like this. Which is why you see some women in town and, I'm a missus, I'm this, I'm that, you know. It just comes naturally, you can't blame anybody for that. But men don't see it that way. So being a woman, obviously she'll start nagging. Right? And being a woman as well, I think one of the things that we need to learn, that we need to master, is knowing when to speak and when not to speak. How to speak and how not to speak. How to go about certain things. When you are pained, when you are in pain, when you are hurt, there are things you say. Sometimes you can't control it. But you should also know that this is a lifetime journey. It's just like having a child. Every time the child does something, you hit the child. You'll get to a point the child will go, even when an external person or somebody else goes out, oh, I'll tell mommy. You hear the child saying, it's okay, all she will do is to beat me. Obviously, the child is used to that. So maybe sometimes we need to learn to change the approach, right? Because how we see things is not how men see things, obviously. So I'm thinking that the part where he was not happy, it had to do with maybe his actions. I'm not sure what he was doing from the beginning, because the woman would just not nag out of the blue just like that. There is definitely a reason for her nagging, and if she was nagging that much, I think you should have communicated. And okay, that is in the past. Now it's really affected the marital dates. I think it comes back to my thing of communicating. They need to actually communicate, find out where they could actually come to a middle ground, because your actions are not just affecting the two of you, it's affecting your kids too. I'm not sure how old your children are, but it goes deeper than that. It's not just about two individuals anymore. And like my sister clearly said, personally as a woman, there are things I wouldn't do. If I'm with a man and he decides to cheat, me, Ajovi, I don't see myself trying to, you know, say I want to out-cheat him. Let's see who can cheat best. I wouldn't do that because of my personal values, my personal morals. I wouldn't do that. It's either I'm out of the marriage or I'm not doing it at all. I would have that conversation with myself. Because one of the things that I feel I have is my dignity. And for that reason, I won't be with somebody who is cheating and say, oh, let me also do it for him to get hurt. No, it's all right. He can go ahead and do his thing. So I think that if the woman is listening, I think that she's hurt, which is allowed, which is valid. But I think she needs to find a moment to heal. Likewise, the man as well. Now, I also sense from what he said that he still loves his wife, he still loves his marriage. But how are you communicating that? If you say you're remorseful, if you say you have changed from your actions, how changed are you? Is it through actions or is it through gifts?
You said planned vacation, romantic gestures, and anything to bring back the spark again.
No, maybe, have you tried therapy? Maybe you should consider that. Maybe when you talk to her, she's at a point where she's deeply hurt, she won't listen to you. Maybe you should involve a third party. Maybe that can, you know, revive your marriage again. Yeah. Not try to go back to some beautiful, gorgeous lady out there and say you're falling back in love with her. Yeah, if you really want to build that, you want to build what you have your family together, I think you should communicate. Involve someone who you think can help you. If you think Rosie can help you, please come back. Come to her.
I think he's being very inconsistent.
Yes.
1 minute he wants his wife, another minute he sees something else.
I think he's tired of trying.
No, I think he does want his wife.
Yes.
All throughout the whole process.
Yeah, but you cannot want your wife and then discover someone else that is kind.
But but here's the thing. But here's the thing.
For her.
Yeah. Know that it's taking 15 years. Maybe he's tired of trying.
Yes.
So then leave the marriage.
No, but you
No,
see,
you can't just leave
I
like
get
that.
vibes that the
I think
guy
they should
is
communicate.
Not, the guy is not a bad guy. Because if he was a bad guy and the wife had gone behind his back to also date somebody else, like by now the marriage would be
Yes, because men don't easily forgive cheating like
he won't be
that.
there. So because of one time cheating, then my wife caught me,
Yeah.
and now she's doing it, and you can't say anything. The guy
Because
is a naturally good boy. He's probably a Fiero. He's probably
I think
a Dadabi.
what if what
Shout
if,
out to
no,
Dada
no,
Bees.
you see, what if because the other guy is actually wealthier than him?
No.
So here's the thing. That's why I said that
Reason why.
I wouldn't want to out
Reason why
cheat.
he's like, okay, let's make it work. Because yeah,
No,
when they
it
see
comes to
someone
what
wealthier
you own,
than
listen,
him,
when it comes to what you've paid bride price for, when it comes to somebody that you are building a family with, it doesn't matter who is richer. This is mine. This is my wife. I have children with her. She's not starving. You understand? So what money the other guy has?
And I think they are
is not a
well-to-do because
problem.
of the trips
yes,
and all
the
those
trips and
things.
things. So it's not like, I don't think money is a problem or well-to-do is a problem. I think the problem is that he feels so bad about cheating, which gives me the impression that, look, he's not a natural cheat. He probably did it out of pressure. You know, some of these guys, when they sit boys, and they are taking their BS.
Not even the pressure, the nagging.
No, hold on. They discuss all manner of things. I'm talking about the pressure from the guys to actually see the cheating as an outlet for the woman's nagging. So when they are at the round table, they are drinking their beers and things.
And they will
Some
just
of
look
them
for
will talk
someone
about
else.
their escapades. So
Yeah.
there are a few who are not that, but they also want to fit in. So they go out and go and do some. But when they do it, because it's not their natural default, they finish and then they are remorseful, they are bad. I'm sure he took himself to even go and confess. I won't be surprised.
all right. So Dr. Eka, what are your thoughts about this whole
a
thing?
lot is going on in my mind, and I'm thinking that I'm tempted to agree that he's not a bad man per se. I'm feeling that there was something fundamentally wrong even from the onset. One, it could be that there were unspoken expectations, like they've said, that were not addressed. You know, we enter marriage and we want so much from that marriage, so much from the relationship. We don't communicate it. We assume that the person would give us that and the marriage would come out the way we want it. And then we start off and we realize, no, it's giving a different vibe. And we are looking for a way out. That happens. And unfortunately, we see that way out in some other relationship somewhere. Even to go and talk about it at the beginning, we feel like, no, we are disrupting something. You should be able to handle this. And then we hold on so much to whatever it is. It might be something very small that you are expecting, an attitude, and the way it's even feeling. We don't talk about it from the onset. But the truth is that the beginning of every marriage is difficult because of some of these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are all new to the whole
Exactly.
marriage
Two
thing.
different
Things
people.
are happening. We are not talking to each other. And there's a burnout. And then we want solace somewhere. Now we go and touch it and realize, no, this is not what I wanted either. I want to be in my marriage. I've heard a friend I know talking about how he has gone to cheat and he regrets it with everything in him. He feels like, why would anyone cheat? This thing is so awful. I thought there was so much goodness in this. I mean, he's so regretting that he feels like he should talk to the wife and so he's doing all of this. He's behaving like this man, doing all sorts of things to complement it. So that happens. But you know, so that's one bit of it. But I'm also thinking that the way the wife has received this is another problem, where you have been hurt and you think that, let me hurt back. In fact, 15 years on, how have you held this so much? And you know, when we keep saying here that it builds a lot of resentment, toxicity inside of you. It makes you an awful person for you to keep it in you. And then now you want to act by harming yourself. I think it's sad that anyone will want to do that. So I think this relationship is really in a survival mode. Each of them want to survive. I'm feeling that also they might be having something good going on. There's something good about that relationship that maybe both of them might not want to leave. Maybe the woman, it's kids. Maybe for her, it's that I pay back, but no, I won't give him his freedom. Sometimes we have that right.
For another woman to come and
to
enjoy.
come and take this, to come and do that. No, I suffered with him. I'm not going to let go. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do what he has done, and it will hurt him back. And you know that might be her part. And for him, he just sees a beautiful thing. I want to keep this, pay back. I mean, repair what I have, destroyed. And it's not just going on. I just think that they need to sit down and talk honestly. That look, talk about all that has happened. They need to talk about that first cheating. Resolve the issues. What did it do to you? How did you really be naked in front of each other on that matter? Because cheating hurts deep, it cuts deep, whether it was intentional or not. Whether it was justified or not, it's never justified
whether
anyway.
It was today or 20 years ago.
Exactly.
It will still
You
it will
have
still
to
be
resolve
hurtful.
it. There was a deep cut. And the woman has to come out and burst out, say all the awful things, say it just as raw as it is. Then he too would bring his part of it. And then you can now tell where you can go with this. It will not work. Please, do yourselves a favor. In fact, even a bigger favor to the children. And let this go.
Anyway, sisters, we have some messages, yeah? We have some messages. Talk about expectations. We have some messages. So this Bismarck Fried's Kuma says, she's gone. You're only seeing her physically. All the interventions you put in place, and sadly, it could not change her. This means her mind and soul had gone a long time and left the marriage. All she's waiting for is the right time to leave physically. I strongly recommend that you let her go and build something new with this new person. If you're afraid of divorce, you might never get a good marriage. And Abby Anderson says, since you're already having an extramarital affairs, just break up. Bismarck Ose is saying, brother, what you're experiencing is real. Emotional abandonment, guilt, regret, and longing for connection. But be careful not to mistake nostalgia for love. Love is mutual. If your wife has emotionally checked out, maybe it's time to have an honest conversation about the state of your marriage. And Jennifer Johnson is saying, thank you for your honesty. It takes courage to admit to mistakes and even more to seek guidance instead of acting out of impulse. You clearly still have a heart full of love, but love without peace becomes pain. You owe it to yourself and your children to heal, even if that healing looks like letting go. And Amos Dixon is saying, this is no longer about blame, it's about choice. Your wife may have found someone else, emotionally or physically. You now stand at a crossroad. Continue living in emotional limbo or choose the path that leads to inner peace, whether it's reconciliation or respectful separations. All right, so that's what we have for on our social media as the messages. I know Ajubi want to say something, but we have to take it.
This topic can actually go for weeks.
Yes, we can have
Because let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and get into the second letter.
I run because it keeps me fit and gorgeous.
Register now for the ABSA Black Star Marathon, because your story matters.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wade jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah?
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
right, welcome back. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. Now it's time for us to get into our second letter. Our first letter, yes. If left to have gone on and on and on. I know, they're still discussing it as we went on break. All right, so let us get into the second one. Dear sisters, I'm caught in a dilemma. I've been dating a wonderful gentleman for the past 2 years. He's fine, gentle, soft-spoken, and kind. The only real challenge we face is the distance. We live in different towns, so we barely get to see each other. Still, I cherish every moment we spend together. Our intimate connection is amazing, and he always finds amicable ways to resolve any challenges that come up. However, I have a big issue with him. He's not expressive. I'm laughing because this actually sounds very familiar. He's not expressive and doesn't give me the kind of attention I crave. I'm always the one doing the calling and the visiting, and honestly, it's exhausting. It makes me feel unloved. I've spoken to him about this so many times, but nothing has changed. Recently, I met another guy at a conference in Accra. He's not really my type, but he fills the emotional gaps I'm missing with my boyfriend. He's sweet, he's expressive, he's spontaneous, and we're able to do a lot together. The issue with him, though, and I'll be honest, is sex. Sisters, I can't feel anything. It's bad. Bad. I don't want to say it's the worst I've ever experienced, but I honestly don't think I could live with that. It is that bad.
You can't live without. You can't live with it.
I'm not getting any younger, and I don't want to keep jumping from one man to another.
You can't live with that one.
I'm confused.
No.
I love my man, no doubt about it. He's a good man, but I don't know what's wrong with me. The distance makes me feel lonely, and sometimes I'm tempted to just end things altogether. I really need some advice. Help a sister out. Good guy, but long distance and not very expressive. And then new guy, good guy, very spontaneous. He does everything. He's expressive, but he's very whack in bed. How are we going to deal with this? Jovi?
I think my sister is a bit confused here. She's not a bit confused. I think she's confused fully. Because what do you really want? Do you want love, attention, or respect? Or you want something...
Can't I get all?
You can't get all in one person.
Why?
We are not perfect human beings. That would happen. And for me, right, I think that the first gentleman, her main boyfriend, to me, I think that's perfection.
I think so too.
Because he ticks all the boxes. The only place where he falls short, it's the constant communication part. But you should know that you can't get it all in one person. If that's the case, then you have Kwesi. Then go and take Kojo, who is more of a talkative, who would call you from morning to evening like he has no job, who is always available to talk to you. But I think for me, I sense confusion here. Now, the second person you're frolicking around with sounds just like you are just talking to him because he's more of a talkative. He's available. Which brings me to my next question to her. What job does this one do? Because a busy man, a high-value man, the key word here is a high-value man. Now, who is a high-value man? A high-value man is the person she described earlier, the gentleman.
Why? Because he doesn't call.
Obviously, he's busy. Obviously, he has a good job. Obviously, he has his priorities set straight, right? Obviously, in my head, I'm thinking. Because a man who is busy will not be available 24/7. It is true that when a man is into you, he calls you often. But how often is enough for her? From how she's sounding like somebody who wants you to be constantly calling her. Have you had lunch? Have you had dinner?
But you can chat with me every day.
You can't. No, she didn't say they don't communicate every day. Did she say that?
No.
Exactly.
She said she does the calling. she does the getting in touch. So it means that...
Is it every day?
No.
Then it means her letter to me is not complete.
It's complete. She didn't have to add it. She says that
mostly.
She does. That means that mostly.
What if the guy calls once a day? What if the guy calls once a day?
Or once a month?
No, once a day. And then she does the, in between calls during the day. What if the guy calls just once a day or texts once a day? Maybe she wants more than that. Yes. Because I'm saying this because as women, we can all agree that sometimes we want a lot of calls. No. We want a lot of attention. I used to share an office with a lady who once said to me that, oh, me, if you don't call me in the morning, afternoon, evening, by evening, you are single.
I love it.
Why is it paracetamol?
So I asked her, is her boyfriend doing that? And she said, yes, he does. And I said, he's done that all these years. She said, yes. But here's the funny part. The guy is a married young guy.
Oh no, but you see,
exactly.
I don't care about he being married and blah blah blah. But I feel like sometimes there are people for you.
Yes. And people who are not.
I love attention. Yes. There's a man out there that wants to give you attention. Yes. I don't love attention. There's a man out there that doesn't really care about all that.
So that's the thing. So that's my thing of saying that she's confused. She needs to know what she wants. You know what you want, you go for it. Now, don't be confused and go for somebody who is obviously not for you like you categorized it. And then expect him to be what you want him to be. He's not going to be like that. You end up like the first letter, nagging. You end up being the bad person. You are a lady, you genuinely do not want that. You don't want to be tagged like that.
Yeah.
So go for what you want. It's a matter of choice.
Okay.
Go for what you want. And leave that gentleman for me.
All right. So Dr. Ethel, do you think people can work through these things? Obviously, we all differ as human beings. Do you think, okay, I say, meet this guy and say, I love attention, all right? But I don't know about you. And if you're lacking that, I think you can learn some of that. Mm-hmm. Do you think people can actually genuinely learn to give their partners some missing factors?
I'll say yes and no. Yes, sometimes you get involved with someone, they are lacking something, and you can see clearly that they want to work it through with you. They want to do it. And I would say that ensure that they have graduated in doing that which you expect before you marry them. Don't marry the potential of that thing. I also think that sometimes we deceive ourselves that it can be worked out, and we don't really give it that attention, and we assume, oh, it will be fine, and it ends up not being fine. Yeah. If you ask me, in this case, these two might not be for her. You want something. There are not only two people in the world for you. Today, these are the ones, but if they don't have what it takes, in fact, don't go. In fact, if in your entire life you don't find the person you can have a healthy marriage with, then marriage is not yours. There are those people.
Oh, I love
so
that.
yeah, settle for something like that. We trivialize marriage and what we want in marriage. You want attention. You think, oh, it's just attention. It's a big deal. Yeah. It's a big deal, and it can mess you up big time. Because if you ask me, the difference between marrying someone or being involved with somebody in the extent of marriage and the one I'm not marrying is the attention we have for each other. If not for that, what else? Because you marry someone and you get attention from somewhere, it's cheating. It's emotional cheating. So if you want something as, important as attention, please look for it. Make sure you get it. And the good sex part. Oh my God.
No good sex, bad sex.
Bad sex part.
Yes.
Girl, you won't survive it. For you to notice it now. Because when you get into marriage, the whole thing about the fact that this is the person I have to do this with all my life. This is the jollof you eat all your life.
But mind you, she's not even talking about marriage.
That's
she is.
Oh,
she is?
Yeah. She said she's getting older and she doesn't want to jump from one man to the
another.
other. That's why she wants us to help.
My love, take the older part out. and let's focus on the rest.
The fact
Take
that
the older. If not, if she emphasizes on the older part, she'll give herself pressure.
I think you're
and
right.
then go for the wrong person.
Yes.
That is not
which is not what she should do. So clearly, I think she's just what she's expecting or what she wants is not a big deal. It is what she should be looking for. I think it's two ways. A big deal, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like you're asking for something too much. And you are, no, these two things, good sex, you need it in marriage, girl. And attention, you do. So if you don't find it in these two gentlemen, girl, your man is somewhere waiting for you. I think you should give that also. That should be an option. Putting these two men aside and looking elsewhere.
Right. Rosie, what are your thoughts?
Feisty Rosie.
Yeah, a very feisty Rosie, please. Well, I think that she's, she has a love language. And unfortunately, the people that she's meeting or the first guy doesn't conform to her love language. So for someone like this, you'll be surprised that it's not gifts that make her happy. It's just that calling her, affirming her,
If not by evening,
letting her feel like, she's the only one for you. That's what makes it tick for her. And she loves the attention. Because if she was complete in the first relationship, she wouldn't have gone for a second. But, my dear, sex, when it's good, is taken for granted. But sex, when it's bad, it can take away everything, including what you have.
Yes.
Now, you are enjoying that attention now because he's fulfilling the 2% or let's say the 20% that the other guy doesn't have. But when you, for example, if you leave the first one and then you focus on this one, that lack of good sex will now become 80% of your problems. Because sex is the most powerful tool in marriage.
Yes.
Look, I will not underestimate it in any shape or form. Listen, sex, it solves quarrels.
Headaches.
Headaches.
It does.
Back pain.
Stomach ache. Even when your toe is hurting.
Therapy.
Look, listen, sometimes when you're even angry, when you are angry, it's because you haven't got some in a while.
And you don't know. Yeah.
Hey, when you're angry and misbehaving, and they catch you, they give you one. You realize that you have come back, you are back to civilization, back to factory settings. See, when that is if it's good.
If it's good.
But when it's bad, it gives you headaches.
Oh my.
It gives you problems. To waste, listen, the way women are designed, the energy it takes to get ready for sex, where, you have to even be lubricated and all of that, and you have to be ready to receive and all that. To go through that process and waste it
Oh my God.
on a non-performing asset
don't say
or ill-performing asset, it is a waste of your engine.
Yes.
You understand? So, for me, it's a bad state to be in. So, my dear, let me join Dr. Ethel in what she's saying that, look, most likely these two men are not meant for you.
Yeah.
And also let you know that when it comes to relationships, in the beginning, attention is always optimal. But as time goes on, because in the beginning there's curiosity, wanting to know each other and all that. As time goes on, especially depending on which phase of life you are in. And that's why I want to side a little bit at Jovi. Let's say you've gotten a new contract, you've gotten a new deal. You can get busy for a moment, for a period, where the attention is not as, as you would want it to be. But then there's always a moment where you, reset back to factory settings, and then you can actually start the communication again. But the thing is that when you're in a relationship that is good for you, you don't even have to analyze too much. You feel it. You know it.
Yeah.
If it is right for you, even if the person is not communicating with you because of something, you yourself, you know that it's because of this. That is why it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not a red flag for you, or it doesn't become bothersome for you. Once it's becoming bothersome for you, that means there's a problem. So in my opinion, like I said, I don't think these two men are for you. Number two, stop worrying about your age.
Yes.
I won't be surprised if I ask her how old she is. She'll tell me she's 30.
or late 20s.
Or late 20s.
And I don't have a child.
You
I don't
see,
have a husband.
this thing where people worry about their age, it's good to worry because as women, our bodies are such that the older you grow, the more difficult it is to carry babies, the more difficult it is to do certain things. Agreed. But when you focus too much on your age, you end up marrying a rat.
Yes.
So
you marry what?
A rat.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's better you look out for somebody for you.
Yeah.
And it starts from your inner energy. And I believe that when your inner energy is right, you start attracting things like you.
Good for you.
But when your inner energy is desperate, you attract those kind of guys. So let women who are desperate for a relationship, realize that they are so desperate that anytime they meet a man, the desperation seeps through their pores, and then within a short time, the man vanishes. He feels the desperation. So my dear, relax, enjoy yourself, have friendships, go to very nice places.
Be outside.
Be outside. Yeah, and please don't be in the room, please. Go
outside.
Go out. And you by all means meet somebody who you feel is a man for you. So for me, the second man is a complete no-no for me. No matter the attention, my sister, please, in future, you send us another email. We don't want to reach
there. It's possible that that man can find a woman who will be okay with that kind of...
No, yes, but for her, the sex is not happening. So the second one is wrong. For the first one, I don't know the dynamics of a relationship. If it's something that you think you can work with, you can stick with it. But the moment you've moved out and took somebody else, it means that that one too was not nothing. So take your time and find a man for you.
Because she herself, if she's talking about marriage, then some of her priorities are not being set straight.
Yes.
But she needs to sit and know what she wants.
Exactly.
Because if you're talking of marriage, the only thing she's talking about is attention. And then she's talking about sex. What about the other ones? Because I know, I'm not married, but I know that in marriage, goes... it goes...
So what you say, so you know.
So it goes beyond these two things.
Sure.
Right? So her priorities are not fully set.
Yes.
I think she's more concerned about her age and she's letting go of the other areas she's supposed to be focusing on.
Let us get into some messages. So Yolanda is saying, sis, I feel for you. You are craving connection, not just presence. A man can be good and still not be good for you. Don't let guilt tie you to someone who leaves your emotional cup empty. You deserve fire, not just embers. Darlene Morrison says, sis, let me be real with you. A man who doesn't see you won't magically wake up and start putting in effort later. I think the first one sees her. He just lacks proper communication.
But it's not for her.
It's not for her.
It's
I don't think
he
sees her enough because her attention might not be too much.
Well, let me leave it alone because I think that it's not. I think it's not clear because we don't know how often this guy calls.
No.
And we don't know how often it's often for her.
I don't think we need to make excuses to whether it's one or two or three. For someone like you, the first guy will be perfect because you see the guy as a perfect person.
Why are you calling me 247?
That is you. But for somebody like somebody else would also want the baby, have you eaten? Baby, what are you doing today?
If not, by evening you are single.
Yes.
Well, Claudia Kumson is saying you're not broken, you're just human and in need of something deeper. Don't punish yourself for desiring emotional consistency and physical chemistry. You can have both, sis. Settling for half a loaf when you are hungry is it's a recipe of resentment, basically. So Chidima is saying, Auntie, the math is not mathing. You have one man who loves you but ignores you, and another who gives you attention but leaves you in cold bed. Don't trade loneliness for numbness. Hold out for the one who sees, feels, and values all of you. Asantewa is saying, sister, don't let the fear of being alone lead you into settling. You need someone who speaks your love language emotionally and physically. It's if neither man fits fully, maybe the right one is still ahead. Don't tie yourself to have fulfilled love. Akoswa Educhum is saying, my sister, I would say that both men are not for you.
That's the answer.
You are.
Have a deep rethink about your relationship with both of them and make the right choices. Kojira J, the second man is giving you all the attention because probably you've told him about the first man.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not to
true.
make the biggest mistake
Actually, she did.
of your life.
She told the
A good man is hard to
She said the
find.
guy found out about the emotional gap or something.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
She didn't.
So Marie is saying, ma chérie, love is not just about comfort. It's about connection. You want touch, passion, and attention. All are valid. Don't guilt yourself into accepting
That's the word,
crumbs.
valid.
Where you're built for full cost love. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have as messages.
I think we're in tune with our
I know, right?
Sisters, thank you so much. Thank you. It was really nice having this conversation with each and every one of you. And I hope the viewers actually enjoyed this. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll be sharing my final thoughts.
I run because I believe I'm born to win.
Register now for the ABSA Black Star Marathon, because your story matters.
Join us this week on the Upside Down Show as we sit with Professor Kobe Mensah, CEO of the Ghana Tourism Development Company. Congratulations to him on being promoted to full professor.
You have been paid to be a son. Yes. Really? So you're...
He recounts how his age denied him an opportunity, hence he changed his career path.
My dad was AGI chair in Takrady. They had a training for technical people, the sector people, gratis program. I took sleeper from Takrady to Kumasi. When we went to do the registration, the man said I'm too young. It was computer aided design, CAD. I remember very well. And I was so passionate about it that I wanted to do. He said I'm too young, he's not allowing it.
GTDC will no longer suffer, he says.
I'm driving GTDC to digital, making sure that we are moving into the innovation space. We are building what we call Ghana Tourism Marketplace, and then Ghana Tourism Investment Platform.
GTDC has, ever since we've known them, been struggling.
Absolutely.
Why?
We are no longer going to struggle.
Don't miss this episode, airing this Sunday at 7 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, welcome back. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV, and if you are listening, it's on City 97.3 FM. So I'm just going to share my final thoughts straight up to each and every one of them. The first letter from the conflicted but still loving husband. I think the biggest problem is not this is something a lot of men think, that saying sorry just erases everything. Buying gifts just erases everything that you've probably done to your wife, especially when it comes to cheating. And you do not also realize that this actually causes a lot of emotional scar. And sometimes this emotional scar can eat in deep, that some women find it so hard to forgive easily. And that is because of the trust that they have actually put in you, and you found a way to break that trust. And when it happens like this, I don't think you as a man should just expect everything to go away because I gave her gifts. Go away because baby, I'm trying to take you on a holiday. I'm trying to make things better. It doesn't work like that because the harm has been caused. Now it's about trying to find a way to mend that broken heart. A broken heart doesn't always mean breakup. Sometimes this is what causes a broken heart. So at this point, I think your wife is still very hurt. She's not there emotionally again. She's gone, like the lady said. But it's time to seek counseling. It's time to go for, couples therapy. It's time to speak to someone wiser than both of you. It's time to seek, all the best advices from people who are meant for this. And when I say people who are meant for this, people who actually study this and people who do this for a living. Not just going to your pastor and say, Pastor, please, I've been doing this, and then my wife. No, sometimes they are very biased when it comes to those issues. So that's why I think it's important that you seek proper counseling, seek proper therapy, and from there you would actually know how to move along with your problems. Either you will both decide that you will fix it, or you will both say, okay, we've come to the end of the road, but we're still going to be good friends for our kids, and let's just move on, separately. Anyway, thank you for actually sending in that. But yeah, that's what I have to say for that. And when it comes to the second letter, I think your feelings are valid as a woman. And I will agree with the ladies that probably you haven't even met the person for you. And thinking about your age is funny, because sometimes what you actually plan for yourself is not what God has destined for you. So yes, you might want to say, I will get married at so and so age, but God will say, no, you're probably going to get married at so and so age. Definitely not what you planned for yourself. So I would think, what I would say is think about just making yourself happy, living fully, that rather than thinking of, oh, age is catching up to me, so I need to get a man by this time, or else you will end up marrying something that is not for you. I wouldn't say someone, something, because we've seen it. So many people have ended up miserably. So many people have ended up in toxic situations. So many people have ended up in marriages that have taken their lives. And that is probably because, they were rushing, because they didn't take their time to get to know this person. And also, I think your love languages are something you need to check out. So when you meet someone, it's important to discuss your love languages. If that person cannot meet at least 3 of your love languages, then I think you make a decision from there. All right? So, yeah, and that's it. And about the bad sex, girl, we're not going to support bad sex here. You should be happy. But except you're okay with it. But since you're not okay with it, no, you don't manage bad sex. There's nothing like managing bad sex. Anyway, thank you for sending in your letters too, and thank you for letting us read it here. Please do not forget to send in your letters via sisterislive@gmail.com, and also a very big thank you to our sponsors for holding us down every week. Thank you so much, Gino, for being with us throughout the show. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to take my leave. My name is Kata, and this has been Sister.
97.3 City FM, Channel 1 Television, relevant radio always, and Channel 1 TV broadcasting from Tesano in Accra. In less than 24 hours, the New Patriotic Party, the largest political party after the party in power, But we're going to the delegates, asking them to approve or disapprove a number of things. There's a special delegates conference of the New Patriotic Party happening at the Sports Stadium at the University of Ghana, Legon, on Saturday. On 97.3 City FM, Channel 1 TV, and our website citynewsroom.com and channel1tv.com. We'll be bringing you exclusive and comprehensive coverage of everything you need to know. We are deploying on-air persons, online persons, and on-TV persons. From 6 o'clock tomorrow until all the resolutions are adopted or otherwise, trust us to bring you that coverage. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Will be in the studio to bring you the broadcast tomorrow. And I'm doing this alongside a team from 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. Our legal affairs correspondent would be on the ground because a lot of the matters that they'll be dealing with will have to do with legal issues. The legal committee of the party is leading the charge. Hansen Ajiman, hello, welcome.
Thank you, Sanda.
Let me also introduce Charles Osukumi. He's a roving correspondent. He covers the court, covers the legislature. Have you done the executive yet? Have you gone to Jubilee House yet?
No, I haven't.
Akosia Otri, beware. That's Charles Osukumi, anchor of the Channel 1 newsroom and also covering a lot of our political issues for us. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are we looking tomorrow?
Well, so far so good. I mean, on our part, preparations are far advanced. The team is prepared. I mean, this is the biggest political activity after the election, the inauguration, and the swearing in of the president and parliament as well. And particularly for the NPP, since it lost in that election, performing poorly, this is the first time it is having that kind of number gathering at a particular point. We are told over 6,000 delegates, and in all, over 8,000 people are accredited to participate in this delegates conference.
It will be a massive, massive crowd. You have been going to the center. When was the last time you went there? Which of you was the most recent? You went there?
Hansen was.
Okay, so what is the venue? Is the sports stadium?
Yes, so the venue is the sports stadium.
How is the venue looking like?
As of this morning, they had placed banners of key officials of the party or personalities of the party. The colors of the party have been used to brand various parts of the stadium. We are told that seating arrangements are being made. The stadium is being arranged according to regions, and so delegates from each region will sit in a particular venue, and then the VIP portion has been left for dignitaries. They are expecting close to about 800 dignitaries and all. And so I must say also on that part, at least what we've seen, the party appears to be ready for tomorrow. Arrival will be today. The party is taking care of accommodation for delegates who are coming in. And so what we've heard from the party suggests that they are ready.
I'll come so we talk about nitty-gritty. Charles, how big a deal is this gathering for the New Patriotic Party, a party that suffered a crushing defeat at the last election?
Well, Sander, for the NPP, this represents a massive opportunity to convene as a family, not for election purposes, but after everything that's happened since December 2024, it represents an opportunity for the NPP. For me, I say to recapture the soul of the party. I mean, the NPP, since its inception, if we talk about the UGCC, UP, that tradition, what made that tradition attractive to middle class young people? I think for some time, the NPP, those ideals have been lost. And even if you look at their theme for this conference, it goes to suggest that the party itself knows that it has moved a bit away from these ideals that made the NPP a great tradition. It's still a great tradition, but if you look at what's happened from the election, now we all understand that it has driven away from those ideals. So it's an opportunity for them to come together as a family and begin to make changes to the party's constitution, to the structures, and rebuild this party once again. And Hansen is talking about 6,000 people coming together with all these dignitaries. For some time, there's been too many cracks, too many divisions, too much conflict. They can't seem to catch a break, and this just gives them an opportunity to calm down. Everybody calms down. Let's start from the very scratch. What can we do to make the great NPP tradition, UP tradition, what it is supposed to be? A party of gentlemen. I mean, growing up, I grew up in Akropong, the birthplace of Professor Dubois. And I remember that the older people, they liked Rawlings, but you know, the grandmothers, they like Rawlings for his personality. And then one of my aunties would say, So, but, and those people were aligned to the UP tradition. So, because, you know, they like the NPP for certain values, party of gentlemen, intellectuals. You know, once you move away from that and you say, oh, but the politics has changed, we can all do booga booga politics. That is not the NPP. And I think that is the soul of the party that's lost. And tomorrow represents an opportunity, like I said, for them to recapture some of these ideals going forward.
The first time I covered an MPP conference was in 2009, at the time as an intern with Sena Radio. I remember in Ashaiman. The theme was reflect, rebuild, and recapture. Those were the 3 hours that they displayed at the La Trade Fair, I remember. This time around, to their theme is similar to that, isn't it?
Yeah, so this time around,
reflecting, rebuilding, and recapturing.
It's rebuilding together with values.
Okay, so, but they don't want to recapture. Because, I mean, 2009, so that was, again, a time that the party lost an election as a sitting party in 2008. And then 2009, they went into that conference and they thought that they had to work and rebuild themselves. Are the issues similar now, or you think the issues are worse off now than they were in that time when they lost the last time?
I think you need to look at it from context. In